नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणे विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा वसुदेवं सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं हरि ओम कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं So namaste, welcome everyone. We are now entering into the seventh adhyaya of the Gita. Can someone recollect what is it that we have seen last? Yes, please. We form the link and we can move ahead. Anybody? Yes, please. Anyone?
Lord Krishna is basically asking us to do our yoga and to do it with sincerity, and he will answer
Yes.
prayers, for want of a better words, or help us move forward. But one should also get to know oneself. If you just don't make an effort to know yourself, it doesn't help.
Yeah. We try to know the entire world, but without really knowing who we are or our
Yeah.
true self. And when we do realize that with sincerity, I think that is something very interesting. Krishna has introduced to us this concept of Shraddha. Earlier it
Shraddha,
was
yes.
Shraddhavan, Labhate Jnanam. Now he says Shraddha is going to allow you to become greater than the greatest tapasvi, greater than the greatest jnani, greater than the greatest karma yogi. Anyone who has that Shraddha. So that is something, and Krishna gives the instruction to Arjuna. Tasmad yogi bhava Arjuna. That means Arjuna is supposed to become a yogi and a warrior. A yogi warrior. Anybody, can you just tell me something what a yogi warrior would be? Yes, Rahulji. Yes, sir.
In Sikhism,
Yeah.
I've been very associated with the Guru Granth Sahib from my
Ah,
mother's side.
yes, sir.
So वहाँ संत सिपाही का एक हमेशा से वो रहा, right
जी
from
सर.
the sixth Guru, which
जी.
is तुम्हारा हृदय संत की तरह होना चाहिए, compassionate and very loving, and full of knowledge.
हाँ.
But the outer world, when it needs somebody to protect the dharma, then you are willing to take all the action and the dynamism to make it happen.
Yes, yes. I think there's a war cry, no, sir, in many of these in armed forces also. Bole so nihal, Sat Sri Akal, that is the war cry of several regiments. Sikh regiment also probably.
Yeah, that was given by Guru Gobind Singh Ji because at that point in time, the Khalsa had to be created to reinstate the Hinduism. So like
Yes,
Shivaji
yes.
was there in the west side, on the north
Ji,
were
ji.
the Sikhs and the Rajputs. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. So this, so Arjuna is not supposed to be some warrior who is not having any control over his senses, is just reacting according to the whims and unleashing some kind of fury without any self-control. Instead, this Arjuna is supposed to be a warrior who is composed, all the indriyas. So, Tasmad Yogi Bhava Arjuna. For Arjuna has been told, say I am not a warrior. I am just an artist. Or say I'm a cook. Can you tell me what can be a yogi cook? Anybody?
Same
Yes.
thing, like a warrior.
Yes.
If you're a
Fighting with the
cook, you,
ingredients.
well, why not?
Okay. Ji.
but but to have the right bhav
Yeah.
attitude when you're cooking, because I know, I can tell you for a fact that, if you cook with the wrong attitude, same thing, same ingredient, same whatever, the
Yeah.
food will taste different.
Yes. 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 Okay. So wonderful. Pankaj ji wants to add something. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. So I wanted to say like कि उस दिन उस कुरुक्षेत्र में अर्जुन जी किसी भी रोल में होते,
हाँ.
वो चाहे वॉरियर चाहे कुक व्हाटएवर, ज्ञान तो यही मिलना है, भाव तो
हाँ.
वही है.
Okay.
So it is irrespective of the role you are playing.
Irrespective of the role or the profession of an individual,
Yeah, I
many
mean the teachings are same.
teachings are same. So
That's what I
Krishna
feel.
wants all of us to be warriors or all of us to be yogis, and whatever we are upholding, we have to uphold the dharma. So if we are a teacher, we should try to be a yogi teacher. If we are a artist, let us be a yogi artist. If we are a friend, let us be a yogi mitra. Meaning, you will be like a Vishwamitra. You will not be partial. You will not distinguish. You will not have any attachments. You will not have any biases. You will be connected with the truth. Meaning, the importance of connecting with the highest truth consciousness has been given and established by Krishna. That is why in the beginning of the Anugita also that for beautiful verses there where Krishna is saying that I was yoga yukta when the Brahma Vakya came out because I was connected. Meaning Krishna is saying even I need to be in a state of yoga because at that state I was in that link. It was like I was connected with that channel. Arjuna, you got the 700 shloka verses of the Gita. But now again you are asking me after the Kurukshetra. I cannot give you the same 700, but I will give it to you. I will give the same wisdom to you, but in a different manner because now I will again have to connect. And sometimes it is like you cannot get the same channel every time. It is something like that. You have to again go into that same state of consciousness. And the reception also has to be equally, means it was dependent on Arjuna's capacity. Krishna brought down a knowledge which was easier for Arjuna to understand. And the Arjuna after the Yuddha was a changed Arjuna. So he got a different version of the Gita again. It is the Anugita. So I think with this we are ready to enter into what is the seventh adhyaya of the Gita, which is about the union with the divine through the path of knowledge. Krishna has talked about meditation for controlling the mind. He has accepted and understood Arjuna's, concern. Arjuna said, Krishna, this path of yoga is very difficult. I don't understand anything how this yoga is going to help me. And I don't see it's any, because you are talking about controlling my mind and you're talking about a lamp being steady in a windless place. My mind is the wind. I cannot. It is so chanchala. So Krishna gave us the tools of Vairagya and Abhyasa. So those were the wonderful techniques also along with that for meditation, for controlling the mind, for taming the mind. And then he gave the simplest secret for all. It's love. Love is like a transformer. The mother of Sri Aurobindo Ashram has told that that is a singular emotion that has the potential of catalyzing our evolution. It can take us ahead, but that love should not be a love with attachment. It's like if you want to give a rose, will you give rose along with thorns? So many thorns in that rose, would you want to give that? Or if possible, you will try to remove the thorns, isn't it? When you're giving it to your loved one or offering to the divine, you don't want too many thorns from that plant. Something like that without the attachment. If we are offering love, and love which is the highest is towards the divine only, if you can channel that love towards the divine, offer it with sincerity. Krishna says it will allow you to advance on this path. Let us see further how Krishna takes it ahead. The seventh adhyaya of the Gita. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Mayyasakta Manaha Partha Yogam Yunjan Madashrayaha Asanshayam Samagram Mam Yatha Gnasasi Tatshrunu. Very clearly he says, O Arjuna, with the consciousness fully absorbed, when in me a firm foundation is resolved, your every doubt will be answered and cleared, and the undiluted knowledge from me you will hear. So it's so beautiful. In the state of yoga, when you are in the ashraya of Krishna, Krishna is telling him, Oh Arjuna, with the consciousness fully absorbed, meaning when you have now control your mind, it's not wandering anymore. You have now merged or with your consciousness tried to become one with the divine, with the overflowing love for the divine. When the foundation also is so strong, meaning not dependent on whether your prayers are answered or not, but not dependent on whether you are going to get any success or failure, praise or criticism. If you are able to maintain that poise and offer to the divine, he says, your every doubt will be answered and cleared, and the undiluted knowledge from me you will hear. This is another promise of Krishna that Sakshat Krishna himself will answer. He will answer and clear your every doubt. But for that, what is the necessary condition? Anybody?
Control your mind and you become one with the divine.
Yes,
And the
yes, yes.
foundation should be strong.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Vijumaji. Pankaj is adding something, sir.
या आई मीन मुझे लगता है कि एक जो आवश्यक कंडीशन है कि यू हैव टू बी योगी योगी के कंडीशन में आइए आप
Yogi in the sense one, isn't it? Yogi in
या
this yog
योग
in the state of
योग
yoga.
राइट
Means in your yoga, every action becomes a sadhana, isn't it? Means in the Lakshmi Ashtakam, it is said, Yoga Jai Yoga Sambhute Mahalakshmi Namostute. By the grace of the Devi only, you are able to now enter into that path also. So for that also, you need the grace to move ahead. Also, you need the grace. So go into that state, and I'll come to you in a moment, Rahulji. This promise that Krishna has said is not only for a promise given to Arjuna 5,000 years ago. There are many maybe among us also who have experienced Krishna answering and clearing our little doubts. But for that, what is required? A sincerity is there, and that if we are able to maintain, we get indications, isn't it? We get indications, we get omens, we get signs through individuals, sometimes through the friends, sometimes through the foes, through anybody, we can get a direct guidance from Krishna. But for that, let us have that base of a full oneness with the divine, recognizing without other mental disturbances. Yes, sir. Rahulji, we're adding something. Yes, please.
So I have a question,
Yes,
Sushruti.
sir. Yes, sir.
Basically, योग कितनी बारी वर्ड यूज किया गया है
Mhm.
भगवान का एंड आई नो दिस इज अ वेरी बेसिक क्वेश्चन बट अगर आप मेरे को बता दें भगवान
Yes,
ने
sir.
योग को कैसे डिफाइन किया है व्हाट इज द सिंपल डेफिनेशन ऑफ योगा दैट ही इज टॉकिंग अबाउट
He has not given a simple definition everywhere. It's actually, you see, Krishna is called Yogeshwara, the one who brings bringer of the yoga. You see, elsewhere he says yoga karmasu kaushalam, or excellence in works is spiritual. If you want one definition, my guru also says perfection in works is only what is spirituality. Or Sri Aurobindo also talks about the same thing, trying to bring that perfection in your works. Yoga means union, no sir.
करेक्ट
Or when is union possible?
When you
When
become a yogi.
when there is a separation, when there is viyoga, no? When there
हाँ
is viyoga, we have already got separated from that higher consciousness. The day we realize it, we will start walking towards that union. It's like a child, no, who just comes across, recognizes that the mother of baby, if a baby sees the mother on the other side of the room and recognizes the mother is there, okay, the baby will start walking or crawling, isn't it?
राइट
So just recognizing alone, recognizing the need for becoming one with the divine will probably be the best way for us to practically understand the path of yoga. Meaning, I want to become one with the divine. I want to become one in all my moments, despite all my limitations of mind and body and whatever limitations of personality or whatever. I think, like in this, we can say in the Shiva Manas Puja, that one line is so beautiful. Yad yad karma karomi tadakhilam shambho tavaradhanam. Means every karma, whichever karma is offered. I think if we want to, I think, I don't know if we can give a definition of yoga, but I think, sir, trying to become one with divine would be the best way, I think, if you ask me.
Okay. I think there was also this definition where he was saying that balance, which is in
Samatvam
Sukha.
yoga muchyate. Samatvam
Yeah.
yoga muchyate also.
Yeah.
Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Samatvam
Correct.
yoga. These are all like Mahavakyas. We can just, means if, how do we identify we are in yoga when we lose our balance?
Right. Right.
Somebody
Right.
has told me something and that person criticized me and I got palpitation. Oh
Yes.
no, I'm not in yoga because samatvam yoga uchyate. I was
Right.
doing works in a very unconscious manner.
Mm.
Again, that is again Vyog. No, sir, no, there's a
Mm.
separation. I think we have to be on a constant, like our, we can say warriors are there no, on the borders all the
Mm.
time, alert, constant vigilance.
Correct.
I think we'll have to be that always vigilant so that we don't lose that connection. Ji, sir.
Right.
Right, sir. Let us continue. The second shloka, Krishna says, Jnanam teham savijnanamidam vakshyamya sheshatah yajnatva neha bhuyonyat jnatavyam avashishyati. That science of union to you I shall explain. This is Krishna saying that which by engaging in yoga one can attain, that undiluted knowledge, after which doubts won't persist, the knowledge beyond which nothing does exist. Krishna says this, when you enter into that state, you will start receiving. It will be like direct sakshat from the divine himself. This knowledge shall start entering into that individual, or that individual shall start becoming more conscious. And then these doubts, all the doubts will slowly vanish. That is what Krishna says, because that will be the knowledge beyond which there is nothing. Nothing remains unanswered in that state. Krishna goes on, third shloka. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschidyadditi siddhaye yatataamapi siddhanam kaschin mam veti tattvataha. This is one difficult shloka for many to accept. Among the thousands of men who seek perfection and the many thousands who strive in this aspiration, the self-realization, by hardly one is one. And my entire truth is known to only that rarest one. So Krishna says this, among the thousands of men who seek perfection and among the many thousands who strive with this aspiration, the self-realization is one. Maybe by only one person among the several thousands of thousands, and only that person can experience the full truth. One young friend was, Arey, what is this? This is like entrance exam was there in college. Now in sadhana also is there an entrance exam with a very high cutoff. Only one in 1,000. Because if you see, it is thousands among, there are already very few. Not everybody seeks the path of yoga, isn't it? Many are happy being bhogis. They say, what is the need for yoga? They say, it's all right. I don't know what's going to happen afterwards. Let me just remain in my state of run after my desires. Why should I control them? So then there are so many who walk on that path. Many thousands who strive. There is only one in 1,000 who reaches this realization, who gets that complete realization. My question is, isn't this very disappointing? Or it's not disappointing at all? Anybody?
It's not disappointing, but we have to keep practicing.
We have to
Then
keep
finally we
practicing.
may reach that place.
But what if I don't reach it in this birth, Maji?
What you can do, nothing you can do.
That's what I'm saying. No, nothing I can do. Then the effort has gone
Yes,
waste, isn't
then
it?
it is not disappointment. Yes, it is sad.
But again, in the last adhyaya, we had an answer. No, Arjuna had this question: what happens when somebody doesn't achieve it? He walks on the path and then fails. Anybody?
The progress is never lost.
The
You don't
progress is
regress.
level. Yes, it's only the rate. It's like on the path, the rate of everybody who is walking on the path is going to reach that truth ultimately. Some may take some lesser time, some may take more time. It is
Right.
yes, but that path will be reached. That realization is certain for the seeker. Only those who seek can find, isn't it? If nobody seeks, they will not find. It is as simple as that. But it is quite. Why is this shloka here? It is to emphasize that though this path is, there is certain that the truth will be realized, but this path has so many challenges. It is having so many hurdles. It's not like a bed of roses. You will face challenges. You will face a lot of hurdles. But those who can strive. Can anybody just tell me what will be the deciding factor on that individual's progress towards the highest path? The
The
knowledge?
sincerity.
Okay, the sincerity of that individual, and the intensity.
Integrity,
Yes, ji? Yes.
integrity.
Yeah, sincerity, integrity, and the intensity of the devotion of that individual, that will allow him to maybe sometimes transcend even the wise ones, sometimes transcend even the ones of great deeds, the great karma yogis also, sometimes greater than the most knowledgeable ones, greatest of, even sometimes even the greatest ones who have performed the greatest tapasyas also. But that all depends on the individual's purity of the surrender. That is something which is very important. That will ensure. But it is a path which has a lot of hurdles. That is why everybody doesn't complete or everybody doesn't reach that highest state. Let's continue. भूमिरापो नलो वायुः खं मनो बुद्धिरेव च अहंकार इति यं मे Bhinna Prakriti Rashtada. So Krishna is introducing us now to the concept of Prakriti, and especially in Prakriti there is something called Ashtada Prakriti, eightfold divisions of Prakriti. What is it? Krishna says the elements: earth, fire, water, ether and air, and senses. Mind, reason and ego are there, functioning as the eightfold divisions of mind on all beings, their imposition. Nature tries to assign. So I think this is something. Prakriti is a, what we can say, we'll learn later in the Gita. It is like the partner of the Purusha, partner of the divine. You can, in a simplistic manner, call it divine nature. Prakriti. Prakriti is where we are all living, isn't it? We are living inside. We are a part of what is Prakriti according to the Gita. So here, Prakriti is assigning certain limitations upon us. The very concept of nature is something very beautiful, very pure, very wonderful. We see flowers, we see trees, we see mountains. Everything looks so pristine and perfect. But how does it assign limitations to any of us? Does nature assign limitations upon us? Are we limited sometimes by nature only? Anybody?
Limited by our senses.
Okay, Ushamaji says limited by our senses. Okay. Yes.
Limited by nature, yes, of course. I mean, there are so many examples. जोर
Yes.
की अभी बारिश होने लगे आप निकल नहीं सकते बाहर. That's a limit.
Okay. Yeah, okay. We are physically also limited by nature. And even biologically also nature is programming us, isn't it? We go through, it's like we cannot, everybody is trying to find out the way to break the programming of nature and find a cure which will say, "Hey, I don't like aging at all." Everybody has been fooling everybody for maybe hundreds and thousands of years to have found a solution to the aging problem. Everybody from the ancient times, people have been, but nature has been assigning, isn't it? We all go through the process of aging. Kaumara, Yauvana, Jara, as the Gita talks about. We go through those stages. Or a friend of mine was very adamant that I am not going to be controlled by nature. We had this college festival where he was one of the organizers, and he said he is not going to sleep. He decided, and it was a 3 or 4 day festival. And bosses did it 1 day, 2 day, third day, and when the final day was there, they found him lying down in some class next to the tables because his body is not going to break this just like that. You can't become Gudakesh just like that, isn't it? Arjuna had conquered sleep not just by mind. He had to work slowly, slowly, slowly. But nature does assign limitations on us, and that is something here we see. First, in the nature, Krishna is calling eightfold divisions of nature, meaning Ashtada Prakriti, the eightfold divisions of nature which are binding us. Among the eight, the five are the Pancha Mahabhutas: earth, fire, water, ether, and air. How are we connected with the Pancha Mahabhutas? Anyone?
Sorry, I didn't catch that
Yes,
question.
Shashiji, they are called the Pancha Mahabhutas, the five elements:
Yes.
earth, fire, water, ether, and air. So, how are we connected with these elements?
We are made
We're
of it.
made of it.
We are made of it, isn't it? Can we just look at how we are connected? One individually, water,
Without
we
that,
are,
we cannot live.
we cannot live. We are water.
Uh,
Rahulji says something. Yeah, Pankaj.
70%,
Yeah.
70% body is water.
Okay.
Similarly, bones are the earth element. They are very
Okay.
solid and the earth element. The air is all the prana, the vayu, which is circulating in us.
Okay.
So all these 5 elements are playing within the body constantly, and we are in a way, governed by these 5 forces which are there in the body.
What about fire, sir?
Fire is Jatar Agni. All
Jhataragni. Okay.
all those Agnis which are there will be fire
Okay.
element.
And ether or this, what we can say, we have so
Ether
much
is
of
the space. Actually, if you see, every atom has more space than the thing. So we
yeah.
are actually floating in space outside and inside.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Wonderfully said. Yes, Pankaj is saying something. Yes, sir.
या सेम थिंग एवरीथिंग कवर्ड मेरे हिसाब
All
से
of it.
पांचों जो महाभूत हैं
Yes.
इसमें से आकाश ही सबसे मुश्किल था लेकिन उसको
हाँ.
राहुल जी ने बहुत अच्छे से बताया
Wonderful explanation.
या
Ji, ji. Yes, yes. There was a very nice, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, somebody can correct it. It was Sant Tukaram's bhajan on Vithala. Vithala tu Veda Kumbhar. I know the bhajan, but I don't know if the composition is by Sant Tukaram only. It is so beautiful. It is Pani Mati Ujedavara. Means what I mean, it is like you're a mad potter. He calls Vithala. You're a mad potter because a potter also plays 5 elements, isn't it? And he creates from the 5 elements. He says, like, Vithala, you are a mad potter. Because look at how you have created so many different pots from the same elements. Each pot is different. Each pot is having a different fate. Some pot is very lucky. That pot gets beautiful butter to be stored inside of it. And some is going to receive hot embers only. That is another fate. And what do? You only create the pot, you only break the pot. What do you get by creating and breaking these pots? I don't understand. Oh, you are just a mad potter. That is how he says, because this game of elements, that is exactly how we see these elements are functioning. So apart from these Pancha Mahabhutas, we have mind, reason, and ego. Mana buddhi ahankar.
Senses.
Yes. So if there are senses, sorry, senses, the senses are there, which is including the mind, reason, and ego.
And ego.
Everybody has mana. Everybody has their own buddhi and way of thinking. If you say somebody explains this way, another person will have a perfect explanation why this way is wrong and the other way is right. Each person has their own understanding also. And then there is ahankar also. Is there anyone who does not have ahankar?
No.
No, because it is it is an imposition given by Prakriti. If somebody says you are egoistic, who is searching for that ego? It is the ego in that individual which is pointing the ego of the other individual. And Sri Aurobindo had very nicely said, ego is a helper, ego is a bar. In the path of sadhana also, it is like a wild horse, no? Wild horse, you sit on it, you will break your back or your bones only if you fall off from the wild horse. But if you can tame that wild horse, you can go ahead, isn't it? It is something like that. And ego is the central constitution of every living being. So we must understand that the eightfold divisions of Prakriti are present, and all of us are bound by that. Krishna goes on further. The next shloka, he says, Apareyam itastwanyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhutam mahabahu yayed dharyate jagat. But these divisions eightfold are still inferior, for by energies that become life force are superior. O mighty armed warrior, know you must and behold, only a fraction of my forces all material beings hold. So this Ashtada Prakriti, if you see, Prakriti has two classes. You can classify Prakriti into two different types. One is the higher and one is the lower. So these eightfold divisions are still the lower aspect of Prakriti, which is establishing the control over all of us And yet there is one more which is higher. What is that? That is being told in this shloka number 5. It is my energy that becomes life force, which is considered superior. Know you must, O Arjuna, that only a fraction of my forces all material beings hold. Krishna is talking about the supreme tattva, the consciousness of the highest consciousness. He says a small fraction, a small quantum of that energy is enough to power our entire Vishwa. For us, it is so much, but for them, it is just a fraction, or what we call infinitesimal fraction, 0.00001, several zeros and one. That is what it is. Isn't it something very special? The life force also. Is there a life force which is different in a ant and an elephant? No, isn't it?
No, it's the same.
Can I say the life force in me and the life force in a dog is different?
No.
No, isn't it? It is one. And yet that same life force is powering the entire world, and it is something, it is a beautiful metaphysical manifestation of the divine in the world, and it is said to be higher than this Prakriti. Higher than the Ashtada Prakriti. But that is also part of the Prakriti. So let us because there will be a chapter separately on Prakriti and Purusha. That time we will understand more about Prakriti. But right now, at least we can understand that Prakriti can have two subdivisions or subclasses. One is the higher and the lower. The higher is the life force that becomes life force which is entering into the uh, world as consciousness. Or if you see in the Devi Sukta also, they talk about it, isn't it? Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Chaitanya Dibhiyate Namastasya 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 Namo Namaha. That, oh Goddess among all living beings, manifested as consciousness. I bow to you, I bow to you, again and again I bow to you. Well, something like that, that is the highest. And then there is the Ashtada Prakriti. Krishna goes on, Etadyonini Bhutani. Excuse me, give me a moment. Excuse me. Etadyonini Bhutani Sarvani Tyupadharaya Aham Kritsnasya Jagataha Prabhavaha Pralayasthatha. Krishna says, know these two types of energies to be mine, manifested in all living things of my creation divine. So this is, isn't this wonderful that the creation, the Srishti is also divine, isn't it? Because the creator of the Srishti is divine. Can we dismiss this creation as something which is absolutely hopeless and uh, undivine? I think we need to stay away from that because it is the divine who has created this beautiful creation. So there is some element of divinity present, though may be hidden. It is not visible at times. We feel what is wrong with mankind? What is wrong with humanity? Sometimes we say, what is wrong with God also? Why does God not understand what I understand? These kind of questions come into the human mind because the divinity is sometimes hidden, but it is not to be dismissed. So he says, these are the two types of energies of mine, manifested in all living things of my creation divine. For I am the creator of this creation, and it is also I who am its destruction. So this is very dangerous aspect of Krishna. So far Krishna has sweet, cute appearance, everything is nice. We love that Krishna, but suddenly to realize that this Krishna also holds the potential and power to destroy the entire creation. Well, that is divine only. Krishna goes on, Mattaha parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam protam sutre manigana. O Arjuna, there is naught that exists beyond me, for nothing can more supreme be. For all existence, I am the connecting seed, like the thread linking the pearl necklaces, every bead. This is a very beautiful thing Krishna is talking about. He says, first one, the supreme divinity, there is nothing beyond the greatness of the divine. Nothing in the world can be there beyond the divine. Nothing can supersede the divine. And the divine is the connecting factor for every living being. Right now, we are all connected, isn't it? We are connected by what? By means of a network. We are connected by a network, isn't it? By through what we can say internet. So there's something like we can say Krishna's net, maybe, which is connecting every living being. Every single individual is connected by that. He says, I am the bija, I am the seed from which everything has sprouted from. And how is everybody? Well, if Krishna is the thread, Krishna is the sutra, every living one is like a beautiful pearl. If you see in a pearl necklace, each pearl has its uniqueness, isn't it? Each pearl has a separate uniqueness. Just like that, every living being is just one pearl in this sutra, is what Krishna says. He goes on further. He says, Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashisuryayoho pranavaha sarvavedeshu shabdaha khe paurusham nrshu. In the flavor and the taste of the waters, it is I. O Arjuna, I am the light of the sun and the moon in the sky. The primordial word of Genesis, I am Om, the Vedic sound. The manhood in man, and ether's subsonic element, I am found. Krishna is saying that here, he is there in the flavor, in the taste of the water. Water is different, even it has got its own original taste, isn't it? And in every essence, which is the essence of everything, that essence is, Krishna is saying, it is I, meaning it is that divine. It is that divine which is the light of the sun and the moon in the sky. I think we all know the Gayatri mantra, isn't it? What do we do when we chant it? Yes,
Concentrate on it and chant.
what does that mantra actually invoke? It invokes the sun, isn't it?
Yeah, Surya.
Surya, isn't it? We call that Surya. That Surya. We understand the symbolism which is there behind the physical sun also. We recognize there is a light that is empowering the sun, and we aspire for that light which is bringing light to the entire universe, to bring light to us also. May we get that. May our consciousness be illumined by it. Well, Krishna is saying it is that light of the sun which is reflected then in the moon. It is that same light which is the divine. So one thing we understand, Krishna is talking about Ahankar being a part of Ashtada Prakriti, isn't it? Ahankar is what makes people say, isn't it? I am so great, I am this, I am that. Now, Krishna is also saying something, isn't it? I am the light, I am the sun, I am the moon. What is the meaning of this? Is Krishna having a lot of Ahankar? This was asked in one batch by a participant only. So before somebody asks it, I am only asking. Yes. Anyone? Yes?
हमारा
Ye-
अहंकार तो छोटा एक बूंद जैसा है। हम बूंद
Yes.
अपने आप को अहंकार मानते हैं। वो
जी.
विशाल सागर है, उनको रखने का वो पूरा, वो तो माँ सब कुछ उन्हीं का तो है उनका।
Yes. So there's a
He is
uh,
Sarvavyapi and he is in everything.
okay. So
Krishna
this
is
is
Sarvavyapi and Krishna is in everything.
Sarvagnya.
When
Yes.
it is the truth, it may not be considered as ahankar. It is the fact.
If a son says, I am the dad, that is Ahankar. But when the father says, I am the dad,
And
that is Satya, isn't it?
also like his I also includes all of us.
Yes, 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 absolutely. This is something very beautiful. And that is why this aham of the individual has to get sublimated. When that gets totally sublimated by surrendering to the divine, then we can also probably get a taste of what that aham that Krishna is talking about. And that aham is different. That aham is the aham of aham brahmasmi, that highest realization. And Krishna is speaking from that consciousness, from that connection with his consciousness, with he's conscious of that connection that he has with the divine, and he is speaking about it. He is no more separate from it. Let's continue. So here he says, I am in the primordial word of Genesis. In the beginning, the world was created with sound only. They call it Nada Brahma, the first sound of creation. It was like a huge sound that set up the start. It was like a great explosion. Maybe it might have been the primordial sound, and in that explosion, nobody knows what sound was there. It could have been the primordial sound of Om, as per the Vedic Rishis. I am the manhood in man, the Purushartham in a human, in a man. In the ether subsonic element also, in this hidden mystic element, if you see, there is one more aspect. If you see the Mandukya Upanishad, which describes about the Om sound, it's Akara, Ukara, Makara, and then there is a fourth, Shantam, Shivam, Advaitam, Chaturtham Manyante, Sa Atma Sa Vigneya, the fourth element which is there in that quietude, in that silent, which is hidden, which is not yet fully realized. There also, Krishna says it is I. He goes on further. He says, Punyo Gandha Pruthivyam Cha Tejaschasmi Vibhavasau Jivanam Sarvabhuteshu Tapaschasmi Tapasvishu. On earth, I am the purest original fragrance, and for the fire that burns, I am its heat and radiance. I am the vitality that nourishes all beings living. I strengthen the ascetic, who is ascesis performing. The tapasya of the tapasvi is also that fire is also given by the divine, only the warmth for the strength to do the tapasya. Sometimes many of us we face great challenges. We don't realize what to do, and that time we turn to the divine and we get a force. We don't even realize where that force came from. Well, the shloka says it comes from the divine. The divine is there to lift us, to take us ahead. I am in the purest original fragrance. Anybody must have heard of this ittar or the attar? Yes? The original fragrance?
Yes, I heard it.
Yes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Uh,
इस्तेमाल भी किया है,
uh, have
सुना
you
भी है.
watched it? Have you watched? Anybody has had a chance of watching it get manufactured? It is
No, but I know that ये जो इत्र है, जो हमारे बनारस जहाँ से मैं हूँ, वहाँ
yes,
के
yes,
जो ओरिजिनल जो इत्र बनाने वाले हैं,
from the king's times.
हाँ, किंग्स टाइम्स, मतलब 8-10 जनरेशन से कर रहे हैं.
Yes,
तो किन किन फूलों को चुन के वो कैसे बनाते हैं,
yes,
they
yes.
tell the process, but I haven't seen the process
Yes,
how they
so for
manufacture.
example, if there is gulab attar, they bring truckloads of roses to
Yeah.
get a small, smallest of small fragrance or essence. And one small drop is sufficient to fill the entire room with that fragrance because it's that pure original fragrance. And that's why probably when we offer to the divine also, we offer fragrances, isn't it? To the divine either in the form of attar or we light an agarbatti, we offer a fragrance because we recognize that purest fragrance is an essence which is itself very essentially divine. And that we see the offering. And there are sometimes people when they do this dhyana, is quietly, they suddenly get the smell of fragrances, though nobody has lit a fragrance. Has anybody heard of such an experience of someone?
My mother had that experience.
Oh, what is it, Gayatri ji? Please share it if you can, in short.
Yeah, wow. One morning, my mother was doing his routine prayers, and suddenly she found somebody has sprayed the uh, some
Chandan.
room spray or something. So my
Okay.
mother turned, and she was smelling different smell was that, and she was not able to recognize. Means there was no word for that fragrance. Like it was like woody or Google or Chandan. It was different smell.
Okay. Geez, and nobody had used it or anything of
No,
that
no,
sort, isn't
no.
it?
Nobody was there because she used to wake up at 4 in the morning. And
Oh,
nobody
Brahma
wake up that early.
Muhurta. Yeah, yeah.
So 72.
Okay, okay. Yes, yes. Because that is an indication. That is an indication of the
Yes.
divinity. It is an indication of the divinity, an omen of the divine presence. So, like that, it is the divine. So, Krishna says, I am there on earth. In the original fragrances, you can find me. And he says, on the earth, I am the purest original fragrance. And for the fire that burns, I am the heat and radiance. I am the vitality that nourishes all beings living. The urja inside of us, I think it is very easily visible when we see very little kids, especially the toddlers, no? It's like they have broken all these laws of conservation of energy. They eat so little. They, the parents who are all grown up adults, they run out of energy after eating so much. But this one child is still as if some divine spring is there underneath the legs, and the child is bouncing from morning to evening, not getting tired. And that is actually a part of the growth of the child. And this system itself it's very interesting how the child draws energy. But this vitality inside every living one, that again is the divine only. There was a very beautiful story of this Rishi, isn't it? Rishi Chavana, how he had lost all of his vitality, and then by the grace of the divine, he was blessed. He was blessed with the formula, with an Ayurvedic formula. The Ashwini Kumars, I think, blessed him. And he created the medicine and suddenly received all the energies. And then now that classical formulation is now marketed as proprietary formulations of Chavan Prash, which is original one was there in the classical formulations. In the time they did not add all the sugar and other items and not excess of amla. It had a beautiful formula in its own. If you look at any of these nice classical texts, you can still find them today also, Charak Samhita and Sushruta Samhita. But the vitality, what I meant to say was that is there inside of us. That is also the divine. Maybe conversely, if we connect to the divine, we can also tap into all of this, isn't it? If we connect to the divine, probably we might experience a greater flow of vitality inside of us, becoming more conscious. Krishna is just indirectly telling Arjuna now, it is time, Arjuna, to move out of your emotions, lower emotions and frustrations. It is time to move into a next path, a higher path, to understand a truth that is beyond Arjuna. He goes on further, he says, Bijam mam sarvabhutanam vidhi partha sanatanam buddhimatam asmi tejas tejasvinamaham. Know me to be the seed of all lives eternal. O Arjuna, my truth is for you to conceive. I am the wisdom in the awakened intellectual, and it is my radiance that the illumined receive. Krishna says, Arjuna, it is for you to recognize this truth, it is for you to conceive this truth. What happens when you conceive the truth? Then you immediately become humble. You realize, and then you grow. You grow and experience. In humility only you can get knowledge, isn't it? Can arrogance and knowledge come together?
Mm.
If you have arrogance, what knowledge is there, that also will leave you. That is why we have to be very careful. Just with little knowledge, if some arrogance is creeping in, we have to be very sharp in cutting it out of us. Because they say, no, Vidya dadati vinayam or Vidya vinayana shobhate. It looks better. I mean, Vidya is embellished more when it is accompanied by humility. Otherwise, it is just lost with arrogance. So he says, it's for you, Arjuna, to conceive this truth. See, it is I, it is I am the wisdom in the awakened intellectual. Sometimes we wonder, no, how did this person receive this knowledge? How did this person get this? Or what is all of it? We don't have to worry too much. It is a divine. Divine can give it to anyone, isn't it? This is a truth. It is the wisdom inside of every living being. That wisdom also is the divine only. And it is my radiance, Krishna says, that the illumined receive the teja. Some of the great yogis and great pandits have some kind of aura it is almost as if they are radiating a type of light. Has anybody felt that? Yes, isn't it? It's like a teja which comes from sadhana. Well, that light also, Krishna is saying, hey, I am the distributor. I have fed those lights. I have put those lights there. That is what Krishna is saying. He goes on further, he says, Balam balavatam asmi chaham kamaraga vivarjitam dharma viruddho bhuteshu Kamosmi Bharatarshabha. Is I am the strength of the mighty and strong, devoid of attachment and passion. O Arjuna, I am the energy of procreation. So he says first, the strength of the mighty and all the strong ones, whatever strength they are having, the bala inside it is mine. Mahabharata, Bhima should not take pride that it is his strength. He should understand that it is strength given by the divine, because it is the divine's. Then again, in devoid of attachment and passion, devoid of attachment and passion. Oh, Arjuna, I am in the energy of procreation also, meaning in the act of creation, in the act of furthering of the human race, in there also, not just the human race, in every living beings also. He says, I am there. Means the act of creation also can be divine when it is devoid of. Yes, Rahulji is adding something or asking something. Yes, sir.
He's talking about the best positive qualities.
Yes, sir.
Is he also the in the negative? Is he also playing as the yeah,
We will see
the
that, sir. We will see
okay.
that because when Krishna talks about what is the negative is but just a distortion of the positive, isn't it, sir?
Hmm.
So, and who is distorted it? That is the interesting aspect. In Prakriti, what is it that is distorting? It is in the inferior form of Prakriti, there are distortions.
So if there is a terrorist and that negativity of the terrorist, is that also Krishna?
That is a distortion of the light of Krishna.
Hmm.
It's like how we say white light enters into a prism and then spreads and splits into several colors, isn't it? Like that, the light of the divine, which is so perfect and pristine and pure, that has entered into the mold of the creation and it has split into several colors. Some are brilliant, some are beautiful. But along with the brilliant and beautiful, there are also the ugly, and that is why sadhana is to be done. It is not to be done individually only, it is for removing these distortions so that we can all experience the highest. But that is a distortion of that. We will see that it's nicely described as a word vikara in the
Okay.
Prakriti. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Ji, sir. So then there is one more interesting thing. Krishna says, so in the energy of procreation also is there. He says, and then comes the nice part, interesting part. I am the dharma's desire that is not wrong. Till this shloka, Krishna has been telling, give up desires, give up desires. Here he has given us one desire which is not wrong, the desire to uphold dharma. That is one desire we need not let go because I am there in that desire of upholding dharma. He is also coming for upholding dharma only, isn't it? Dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge is his promise. So he is also upholding it and we can follow what he is doing. Definitely. Let us go on. Krishna goes on. Yet ye chaiva satvika bhava rajasas tamasascha ye matta eret tan vidhi natvaham teshu te mai. All modes of now we get the introduction of the three gunas for the first time. There are something called three gunas. I think we did get introduced in brief before. Rajas, Tamas, and Sattva. These are the three gunas. Krishna says all these three gunas have manifested from me only. They have originated from me. He says all modes of ignorance, passion, or goodness, it is from me that they have manifested from. Even though they all exist within my oneness, I exist not in their outer form. This is very interesting, but we'll just keep this on hold because Krishna is going to give this in detail. How is Krishna not in the outer form and yet it has originated? We will see this, or I'll give a small example of anybody knows about in these labs, no biology labs, microbiology labs. They do culture of different bacteria.
Yes, we do.
Yes, yes, Gayatri, you are from that field, isn't? Is it?
Yeah, I'm laboratory technician only.
Oh, lovely. Okay, wonderful. Now, are these so these bacteria they thrive in a media, isn't it? That's the culture media, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
We know about the bacteria and also the media, isn't it? Because we have only created that.
Yeah.
But but we haven't created the bacteria, but we are making the bacteria thrive in the culture media.
Yes,
But
they are already present. We give them medium to and give the atmosphere,
yes,
environment to grow them,
yes, yes.
incubator and all.
But are the bacteria aware that they are they are not aware, isn't it? That
No,
you have given them the culture media. They will not
no.
say, for example, if Gayatri ji is the technician, lab technician there who has done it, no bacteria will chant Stuti of Gayatri ji, no? Because it is not conscious or unaware, isn't it?
From now,
When,
whenever I use that, I'll remember these things. I'll recall these things.
so no, it is like there are colonies and colonies of bacteria, isn't it? Not
Yes,
one or thousand. A small
yes.
petri
They
dish will
keep
have,
growing. They keep growing.
and in several thousands, no?
Yeah.
Yet they don't know. And just like that, many of our human beings also are unaware that we are thriving. This Rajas, Tamas, Sattva, these gunas function in us. They have come from the divine. But our outer expression is not divine, isn't it? If one car goes and slightly scratches another car, do we see divinity manifesting? No, we see Rajas coming out, we don't say it is divine. That is exactly what Krishna is saying. Though they have come from me, you cannot find me in this outer form because many forms are distorted also. So I am not present on the outside, is what he is saying. Though they are all existing within my oneness, just like the example, I think all the cultured bacteria are inside of the media, but they are still not the same. Let's continue. Krishna goes on, Tribhir Gunamir Bhavair Ebhihi Sarvamidam Jagat Mohitam Nabhijanati Mamebhyaha Param Avyayam. Krishna says, by these three modes, man bewildered goes, and the truth of my divinity he never knows. For when one is hoodwinked by the three, my supreme imperishable existence, he can never see. It's so beautiful. These three gunas, they confuse a man, they make the man fall into moha. And in that moha, man does not realize divine at all. He gets bewildered, and in that bewilderment, he forgets the truth. Truth of what? The divinity. The truth of the divinity in existence, all that is forgotten. And when one is hoodwinked by either Rajas, Tamas, or Sattva, for very short, because Rajas, Tamas, and Sattva, Krishna is going to explain in detail, but Rajas, we can just call it passion in one word. Tamas can be ignorance. And sattva can be goodness. What exactly it is, we will wait for Krishna to describe. But because of these three natures of one of the three gunas, or all three gunas functioning in an individual, man gets bewildered and he never is able to understand. He's never
Is
able to
this
understand.
Maya?
Are you aware
This
of the next shloka, Vinitaji?
no, but
It
this
is about Maya.
bewilderment.
Next shloka is Maya. Krishna
Okay,
is actually he is introducing us to the concept of Maya.
okay, okay.
This is the moha where we don't realize. It is just like that kawali which is very beautifully sung, which says सोचा क्या कभी तूने आए तुम कहाँ से हो जाओगे कहाँ ये सोचा नहीं रे नहीं एक तो एक तेरा मौला वो बोले मुझे बता तूने उससे बातें की नहीं रे नहीं यू हैव नॉट स्पोकन टू द गॉड एंड इज वेरी नाइस लाइन जो तेरा खुदा है वो मेरा खुदा है पर तेरा कहा ना मानूं तो मुझे सजा है the God of yours is also a God of mine but when I don't listen to you why am I punished. And it's so beautiful. He says, तूने क्या बनाई तूने क्या सजाई सब किया है उसने तूने बातें बनाई meaning the divine has created everything you have only made stories that I did this I did that when actual divine as they say na ham karta hari hi karta I am not the doer is the divine. That understanding is completely lost by the individual just because of some what we can say in the prakriti ahankar enters inside and that person is lost in the moha. And exactly as Vinita ji said, it is Maya. This is only Maya. Perfectly understood as Krishna says, Devi Yesha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratya Mameva Ye Prapadyante Maya Metam Tarantite. This is Maya, the illusion divine that engulfs every creation of mine. Crossing over beyond the veil can very hard be, but only by surpassing it one can approach me. Krishna says, this is the Maya, this is that illusion divine. And who is bound by Maya? Yes? Vijay, whom did you say? Who is bound?
Everybody.
Everybody,
Everybody,
we are bound by Maya.
every single one of us. Crossing over beyond the veil can very hard be, but only by surpassing it can one approach me. That Maya is like an illusion, like what we call a mirage. You feel it is true, but it is not, and you are lost in it, because of which you cannot realize the truth if you are trapped there. Crossing it is very hard, but only after through penetrating that Maya you can reach the divine. So Maya is having a role. Maya is not just one, it should not be just dismissed completely as nothing. Maya is also Maya has been created by the divine only with a purpose for us to penetrate and go into the highest truth. Yes.
Maya is like a ferocious dog which is guarding God's abode and
So,
not letting us to enter there.
so if we become friends,
Yeah, there are
then
ways.
that dog, you don't have to be afraid of the dog. Dog will not bite.
Yeah,
You
we
can.
can make that dog friend. Either we can call God and he will come out and will take us with
Okay.
them.
Yeah, we can. Okay, this is very interesting. Calling God and taking us out, and then He will
So
just say, He will
when
say this.
the
He will teach us the
yeah,
magic word to tame the God, tame the dog also, and it
yes,
becomes Leela. Then you can have fun. You can play with Maya also. As if you're conscious, it becomes
or you
Leela of the
be like
divine.
you take attire like God and then enter. Just fool Maya,
Okay,
fool
fine,
that dog.
fine. Yes. So this is a
That is
very
Charukya.
interesting concept. This concept of Maya is something which inspired so many fictional movies also, or so many concepts of the world inside a world, world inside a world, some things like that. Well, that is how it happens in life. And we have to be alert. If we are forgetting the divine or we are getting arrogant, we will be easily trapped in this. One small story we'll look at it. Today's session is that way close to completion. We'll stop at this shloka. But for this concept of Maya and the ensnaring nature of Maya and how to escape from Maya, there's a beautiful story. I think everybody knows Narada, isn't it?
Yes.
Narada is always in yoga, we can say in a way, isn't it? Always saying Narayana, Narayana is always in the japa, Nitya japa of Narayana, always connected. So once he was walking with Krishna and he was happily in his bliss only. And in that, he just told Krishna, "Okay, Krishna, what is this? I am always thinking of you. I need not worry at all about Maya." Krishna also smiles at him. Yes. He does not say yes, he does not say no, but Narada feels it's a yes. And then Krishna says, okay, I'm feeling a little thirsty. Can you get me some water? And our Narada goes ahead and he goes in search of it. And as he goes, he sees further ahead, he sees two groups of people fighting. These people are not just fighting verbally, they have weapons also, and they're about to start a fight which could become very deadly, like it is always when two groups of egos are clashing. But our Narada, being a yogi, is able to understand and is able to see, "Okay, this is not right." And Krishna has told us, isn't it? Loka Sangraha, betterment of the world is something we should always aspire for. So he goes there, he tries to mediate, and he talks to the heads of both. And he, being a neutral individual, not from this party or that party, he is able to give a very beautiful middle path, a middle path which is allowing like both of them to understand and reach to a reconciliation without any bloodshed. And everybody is happy. And Narada is also very happy about it. And then he is taken there to the king because the king is also pleased because this was a big, problem for several years. Nobody was able to solve it. And that king comes to Narada and says, it is as if God has only sent. You are the divine sent person. So this war, this I was told that it will happen. We will be saved, and by someone, it looks like you are the one. And he says, it is time for me to take my sadhana ahead. I want to go to Vanaprasthashram. He says, please be the king here. And he invites Narada to be the king there. and rule the kingdom so that there is prosperity and peace. Now, again, that is Krishna has given us examples of Janaka also, isn't it? The way of ruling right. So Narada also feels all right. And then the king says his daughter, she was searching for a suitable match. And he says, I cannot think of anyone better than you. You are the most perfect suitor for her. And Narada also looks at her. He also sees her. He likes her. He smiles and he also agrees. And then Narada has now become the king. And as he becomes the king, he enters into the role like a perfect detached king, we can, in a way, we can say, because he looks after all the responsibilities properly. He is not corrupt also, and he ensures that there is a great harmony. Not only harmony in his kingdom, he forms alliance with people all around him. The other three kingdoms are surrounding his kingdom. That those three kingdoms also are no more at war because they see that he is a powerful king and they come shake hands. They have a very beautiful arrangement and things go well. Narada has a couple of kids also, and things have gone quite ahead. And suddenly, as you see Prakriti, we saw Prakriti's lower divisions and impositions. And I think Pankaj talked about the rains. Well, here there were no rains at all, and that too for a very long time. So no rains, that means it will lead to drought. And a very severe drought is there in the kingdom of Narada. Now their resources are also going down because of that. They have all whatever grains were there, they are all getting used up and they are not able to find a solution. And it is precisely at this time that the neighboring kingdoms feel this is the time when Narada will be most vulnerable. Why not attack him right now? And they break that alliance, whatever was formed, and they attack. And in the attack, all three sides, he is not able to face it. He's lost a lot of men. His general comes and says, Narada, please flee, because if you are free, you are alive, we have hope. He does not want to leave, but he has to as a duty, and he is asked to leave, and they share him a passage, a secret passage, where he lives with his wife and two children. And as they go through, he's able to watch the entire destruction that has happened because of nature, and he's not able to understand it. But they go through several days. Slowly, their ration is also coming down and down, and slowly he is now having just a one grain, little bit, I mean, one probably piece of morsel of food remaining with him, and wife and two children. And that time a beggar comes to him and asks him for, you know, he says, I have not eaten anything, I will die, please give me. So here he decides, I must give this to him. I'm sorry. His wife is crazy, looking at him. Are you crazy? Why are you giving it to him? And he is not. He says, I cannot. My dharma does not allow me. And he gives it. The beggar goes away happily, blessing them. But on his right side, he sees his one son has collapsed out of hunger. Then the second son collapses. The wife comes and sees that she says, he is not breathing anymore. She says, I do not know what I did what I deserved to get you. What have you done? You have killed your children. And she says, I cannot be with you anymore. She leaves him. And Narada is now, till now he was all right. And now he is not able to see this sight. And he gives out a very large, loud scream. And he calls out Krishna's name. And then Krishna asks him, what happened to my glass of water?
That's what I was thinking. What about his water?
Yes. So look at it. Narada got who thought he will never get trapped in Maya, got trapped in Maya, and in Maya he lived a life as if he has there was no nothing. It was just in the force of Maya he thought he is living so many things. And look at it. And when did he realize it was Maya? Until he called out Krishna in a very desperate state. Till then, he didn't realize it because he was lost. That is how gunas play. We work. There's like Rajas, Tamas, Sattva. Here, Narada had a lot of Sattva guna, but through Sattva also sometimes people get trapped because Krishna says, Devi Hirsha Gunamayir Maya. Through the gunas of a person, it works. You have to transcend all three. Later on, Krishna will teach us. But this is the power of Maya. My one question is if Narada can get trapped in Maya, what about all of us? Can we say we are we we are immune? No, we are not. But this story does tell us one way to remember if you are connected with it. If he had remembered, if he had the smriti that I have been sent by Krishna for a mission that was to get water for him. He would not have been in this much of a soup. So many times we forget it. So if we are connected with the divine, we can penetrate the veil of Maya. That is the what we can call the moral of the story. But the Maya is very powerful. It traps the wisest of the wise also, and that is why our connect with the divine should be very firm. So I think with this we will stop today. We will continue tomorrow. If anybody wishes, you can share some of the points which you felt for takeaway, or if you have any queries, you are most welcome to share that as well. Yes, please.
Sir, I have a question.
Ji, sir.
Like you just described about the Naradas, like Sri Krishna told him to bring a water, right?
Yeah.
And now when he walked, he found someone was fighting, right?
Yes.
तो अब इसमें क्या हो गया कि अगर मैं ये देखता हूँ कि whatever I was told, I mean, अगर मेरा फोकस पानी लाने पे है, but at the same time if he is looking, the two guys are fighting and now he उसका उनका जो धर्म है कि उनको बचाना है, मीडिएट
No,
जैसा
that
काम करना है,
is true.
तो फिर
But
अभी ये दोनों तो कॉन्ट्राडिक्ट हो गए
yeah,
ना.
no, yes, Dinesh, ji, this is a story created in a way to make us understand this dharma of it is Krishna dharma is the highest, isn't it, sir? If a duty of Krishna given to us. And in if you see here in our Narada's case, Narada was somewhere looking for in a slight aspect of there was an ahankar inside of him that he will never get trapped in Maya. So Krishna
Right.
gave him this experience. Ahankar is the problem, that is all. Helping others is always number one. But you see, in that helping others, we get little bit corrupted by ahankar, little bit corrupted by the praise that we get, little bit corrupted by what we can say, some of the returns that are going to come to us. Whether or not we realize it, it happens slowly. And that slowly,
Right.
slowly, that is how we get trapped in Maya. If we remember Krishna, then we will not ask for credit also, even a little bit, and we'll be
Got it.
free. It is not about not helping. You should always help. Krishna's principle is Loka Sangra. This story is told in a way just to make us understand how we get trapped. We go with one mission, somewhere we get deviated because somewhere our desires take us away.
Okay, sir. Thank
Ji
you.
sir,
Thank you.
ji sir. Thank you. Thank you. Hari Om.
What I got, Maya can overpower anytime
Ji sir.
if
Ji
we do
ma'am.
not control our senses. So
Yes.
we should not give any chance to Maya to get
Ji.
over to get
Absolutely.
overpower us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's what I
Your
got.
takeaway for today.
Yes.
Ji. Yes, that is one thing. Any other takeaway? Anybody wishes to add? After which we
I,
conclude.
I, I had read this story earlier, and at the end it was said that Narada asked Sri Krishna, "Why you all did this to me?" He says, "This was not true. This was all Maya."
Yes, yes. I think it was when I was very young, I think Swami Vivekananda had told a story somewhere, sir. So, but I think over the batches it has got, I have only added a little masala and it has become
Correct,
like this now.
correct, correct,
Yes, sir.
correct.
But it was when I was in school, I think I read it once. Yes,
Correct.
from memory. Ji, sir. So, this aspect of Maya has been introduced to us, and the solution is also connecting with the divine. We are firm in our connection with the divine. We are sincere in our surrender, not running after any other adulation or anything that we get in return for our works. Then we will not forget. We will not forget our origins. That is, our origin is our connection with the divine. Anything that is disconnecting us from the divine will automatically be taken out of our life if we are conscious. So, yeah, this I think we are ready to conclude today's session. Let us conclude. Somebody wants to ask something? No. All right, let us conclude with the Shanti Mantra. Hari Om. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kashchid dukha bhag bhavet. Hari Om Tat Sat. Krishna Bhakti Jagat Guru. Punarmilama.
Hari Om.
Namaskar.
Hare
Punah
Om.
Mil-
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Namaste.
Hari Om.
See you tomorrow.
Hari Om.
Namaste.
Hari Om.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you. Thank
Good
you.
night.
Shubharatri. Thank you.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om.